What's up, everybody? It's Young Black Jedi back again with another video. You know, the biggest problems that I'm seeing in modern relationships and how we can best tactically weave our way through this wild, crazy matrix is the discussion of this conversation today. Like, comment, subscribe. Please let me know what you think. I'm really deeply connected with this particular topic as I've been really unpacking and uncovering more of my relationship patterns, right? And the people that I've had in my life prior up to this new stage of development that I'm starting to finally attain and climb this hierarchical ladder within myself to deepen my relationship with myself and to this great earth that we have. The more I start to see areas where I was slipping into these problems, right? And we're going to also discuss how to best overcome them. So like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. We are in a time between worlds right now. That's really where we're at. We're at a time between those who will want to better themselves and those who will not want to better themselves. And no shade to anybody who just wants to stay the way that they are. That's okay too. We also need those people. That's also important, right? But the more I'm uncovering my own relationship patterns with myself, the more I'm starting to really see that, wow, there was a huge gap that I had with who I was and who I wanted to become. And how relationships play a huge role into that is because in the mix of not being attuned with who I truly am, I was starting to attract relationships with those who really cannot see me, value me, honor me, love me, and appreciate me. And let me know if that is the same situation for you, because I know a lot of people feel this way, right? And in this modern life, in this modern world where things have to just be go, 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 fast, 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 people, most of them anyways, don't have the capacity to sit one on one and be able to build a nurturing, growing, loving relationship with themselves. That's the first thing that I'm going to say. And then the next part that I'm going to say is that that extends into the physical. Then we start attracting people that just do not align with our energy and they're not attuned to our source, right? But not attuned to their source or our source. So then we're all kind of stuck here in these relationships, like not happy, not feeling fulfilled, not feeling like this relationship that I'm in is giving me what it is that I'm desiring, right? The water element. Like you look at the five elements: ether, water, fire, air. Those elements are really important, right? Because it's like if we don't have enough water, then you're not going to be able to really authentically connect with yourself, which is only going to manifest in the physical. That disconnect from self manifest. It's a reality that then becomes projected through us, right? Because the powers that be want us disconnected from ourselves. They want us in situationships with people that don't serve us and don't align with us. Because if we're in that, then we're distracted from what has meaning, then from what is the life that we know is truly possible in our heart, right? And that's the message that I'm really trying to bring here, is that like in terms of connectivity and receptivity, is really important to be able to have that with self. And then the more that you have that with self, you will then start breaking the relationship patterns that you once had, that you would maybe attracted women in your life that weren't healthy, or for my sisters, men in your life that weren't healthy. You'll start to now become more aware and attuned to the environment that's around you, and now you start responding to that. And the more that we can continue to respond rather than get caught in these cycles of reactivity, the longer we can be able to make that a trait, right? Because you know who you are, right? We can go back and forth on YouTube and all this great stuff. All that stuff is great and social media, but you know who you are. You know what kind of energy you have. You know what it is in your life that you want, right? Not me, not mom, not dad, not anybody else, right? Only you and the Most High know that. And the more I start to sit here and unravel these relational patterns, right? All tied up in early attachment, anyways. That's all attachment system work, anyways. When you start to unpack that, like, oh, wait a minute, this is because I didn't get this sort of uh, connection when I was a child, or I was suppressed as a child, which I think we all were personally by society and empire and the schooling systems, et cetera, that didn't allow for us to really flourish and nurture ourselves enough so that we all can be healthy enough to start attracting more health and wealth into our life, right? And give me this like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if this is something that people jive with and that they resonate. I really want to hear you guys' opinions really bad on this. And the more that I continue to unravel and unpack, the deeper it is that I'm starting to see, man, how deep this dunya, aka this matrix, really is, right? How the inner and outer psyches really play a role in what we manifest in the physical. And the more we start to unlock ourselves, the better we get, the deeper things go, the more understanding we are, the clearer we are on what Yah has for us. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the more that we can allow for ourselves to operate from the kingdom of heaven, that's the operating system, is the kingdom of heaven, right? That's where we operate from. And then from that source, we can be able to now start healing and unpacking and allowing the attachment system to start freeing up space so that we can have more capacity, so that on a metaphysical level we can then start attracting more of the blessings and gifts that we know in our hearts are possible, that we know we owe to ourselves, right? We owe it to ourselves. You owe it to you to unravel your attachment system, right? And to look into your attachment system and say, okay, this is what has happened in my life. These are the people that I was attracting. These are the situations I was attracting. Now, how can we best unblock that so that we can begin to serve more of the whole, right? So that we can better attract more that are in attunement with our wholeness, right? That is the whole point of all this, because the more that we continue to keep unlocking and unpacking, the more that we're able to start seeing clearly, right? We're able to start being like, wait a minute, I can see clearly now, and the rain is gone. Yeah, that's what we want, right? We want freedom. We want understanding. We want wisdom, right? And we're only going to get that through Yah. The kingdom of heaven is the only place we're going to get. And I use Yah. It's all love. That's what I mean, anyways. We're just only going to get that through loving awareness. Sometimes I say Yah. Sometimes I say Allah. Sometimes I say Buddha. It doesn't really matter. I say it how I'm feeling to say it in the moment. And the more that we can continue to unlock our own greatness, we'll be able to live out the destiny that the Most High has for us, right? He will allow for us to start attracting better situations and better relationships. But you see, we have to clear the attachment system first. We have to start clearing out old trauma, old baggage, old conditioning, so that when that system is unblocked, now we have more capacity, right? Now we really step into the Jedi, right? We step into that inner Jedi that we all have, right? Because if we do not do that, then we're just going to continue to keep living out these cycles until we're old. That sounds like a nightmare to me. And let me know what you think if that sounds like a nightmare to you. Because on some real, I've been living that a certain way for a very long time, doing the same old things, doing the same old BS. And quite frankly, I've had enough. And I know you probably have too. Because, I think that we as a collective are starting to unlock our inner greatness, right? Our inner knowing, right? That is what is allowing for us to attract better relationships, right? Because you see, the problem is in early attachment. It's in the attachment system. That's where all the relational work will come from as you start to unravel that. And we're going to go through ways on how to unravel that as we continue to build upon our space here. We have plenty of ways, we have plenty of resources, we have plenty of tools, we have plenty of understanding within us that's encoded in our DNA to unravel the attachment system, unblock it, and allow for the kingdom of heaven to start being the main source of where we operate from. That is the most important thing. And as we can continue to keep doing that, as we can continue to keep working, as we if we can continue to deepen these alchemical practices, right? For my brothers, semen retention, get on it. Get on it. If you got a girl, like I can understand, there's other ways around it. More to be revealed on that one. But for my single boys, my single brothers, get on that. Get on that and start asking gentlemen for help. Start gaining wisdom, start gaining esoteric knowledge, start deepening your connection to the earth and to spirit, right? And in that, we're now going to be able to start hearing the voice of Yah directly, right? And then from that point, our intuition will just guide us. We will no longer have to be like, well, what do we do in terms of this relationship? That you'll just know at that point. You know what I mean? You'll know what you need to be doing that is the best suited for your experience, right? For what it is that you desire, right? For what it is that you love, for what it is that your future holds for you. Do you see what I'm saying? The longer we can go into that state, will become a trait. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand? We're not only focused on the state development of our minds, the working out that makes us feel great, the meditation that calms our minds and organizes our thoughts. We want trait development. We want to be able to operate from this space for the rest of our lives, right? until the time comes when we have to now join him again on the we've already joined him, but on a deeper level when we pass over. Then, my friends, we will be really truly ready for the here and after. But he's preparing us for the here and now. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that is going to now come from allowing for us to really work to unblock the attachment system, right? Because you start to look at the more I start to see the whole systems that are internal within us, we start seeing things on a more systemic level, right? Okay, this system just had some blockage here that was really causing me to attract these scenarios and relationships and people in my life that don't align with who it is that I truly am within, because you know who you are. You understand yourself. You know your psychology. We just need to continue to keep doing deeper work so that we can now start having more capacity, right? So that our field can widen, right? And that we can surrender into sacred world. That's the whole point of this. The whole point of unblocking that system is so that we can now start living a better life, so that we can live a new life. Because if not, all the early childhood trauma, all the early childhood conditioning, it's all just going to wipe us out. Kabisa. In my language, that means completely. And the more that we start to see our tendencies and our habits, and we become more intentional with how we move and how we operate and where it is that we're operating from, right? Because that's the question I have to you. Where do you operate from? Only you know that. I could tell you where I operate from. I could tell you where I've operated from. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still uncovering. So I'm on this journey with you guys too. And that is a question that I'm going to leave you with. Where do you operate from? Where is it in your life that are areas that might have holes in, or the areas that are still blocked, right? That's still blocking you from fully being able to widen your toroidal field so that you can start feeling into your experience, so you can start deepening your experience, so that you can start becoming more wholesome and more radically whole in that wholeness. You know what I'm saying? And the more we can start doing that, the more we can unlock our internal greatness that's within us, that you know is in you. You know that you have it. You understand that you have it. You've been in relationships, been like, I don't, this doesn't work. If you like me, you've been like, all right, you probably been like relationship to relationship, maybe, you know what I mean? Probably. Yeah, you probably have if you're like anything like me. And of course, we play our role into it too. It's not just the other people. I just want to make that disclaimer. Um, we also have added to this what we were manifesting. We're the ones who were manifesting it and creating it because we had a blocked attachment system that needs nourishment. Our soul needs it. Our heart needs to open. The bodhicitta needs to open. The awakened heart mind. That's what bodhicitta means. We need that. That's desperately what we need. If you're anything like me, anyways, that struggle with addiction and relational issues and poor choices and not being able to sustain and stay, you know, stay consistent with whatever practice that you are doing, then this video is probably for you, more likely than not. So these are really the ways that we can start breaking free of the old constructs, breaking free from the old traumas, breaking free from all the old conditioning that will allow for us to receive. We can give, and when we can receive, right? That's what we need so desperately in this time. Because without it, we're going to continue to keep seeing what's going on in the world, and it won't change, but it's going to only change with our relationship with ourselves, right? And the more that we start to see these relationship dynamics, it all stems back to the self structure. It all stems back from being run by the separate self, the ego structure, right? Pulling in others into a vortex of our personality. Then we were conditioned to have a victim complex, so that doesn't help. We all have to break that. I'm still breaking it. And you know what I mean? I'm still doing what I have to do. It never ends, right? But now life has begun, because I have now unblocked the initial blockage in the attachment system, right? Now we can really begin to shift the operating system closer to the kingdom of heaven, closer to what Allah has for us. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a system. All of this is a system. Everything is a system. It's all one system. It's one system, it's one planet, it's one faith, it's one tradition, and that is called humanity. That is what we are looking to get back to, the roots of our humanity, right? And we will do so by allowing for our attachment system to really, 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 really heal itself, right? And we'll talk about the attentional system. That'll be the next one. Right now, this is more geared to how to combat, you know, our inner demons, you know what I mean? And how to understand what is going on in modern relationships and how we can best break free from it. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. I will be back with another video. 3 days. Took some time off. Really feel fresh and strong. So may the force be with you. Much love to you all. Peace.